First guest on the podcast, how do we feel?
Feeling great. I'm ready to ramble.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Lovers Pod. My name is Justin. This is my beautiful friend, Kyanna.
Hi.
I met Kyanna last year at a brand party, and we hit it off. This is my girl now. We go out and fraternize in the city together. With that being said, we're fraternizers.
Exactly.
We are fraternizers, and we are gallivanters, and that's truthfully all we get up to, besides this. So, for today's episode, I wanted to talk about dating on the other coast. We all know I'm a New York City girly. So is she. But she's had experiences on the West Coast that I cannot relate to. And so I wanted to pick your brain on that for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And see where we go from there.
Okay, so a little backstory.
Okay, for context.
For context. I have this thing, and maybe I blame it on Tumblr because this is kind of like the start of it. Because you know how Tumblr, you have your hot mutuals, and you're just like, oh my god, like they're great, and they live bumblefuck elsewhere outside of the, tri-state area.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'd be like, perfect, because I'm emotionally unavailable, even though I was so in denial about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, great. You don't live in my area. I don't have to see you mostly every single time. This is great. Maybe I don't have to hear from you, even though it'll probably trigger my abandonment issues. But
Right.
It'll work hand in hand. You know, I'm traveling and I'm seeing you, and we just fondle each other, and that's it. So, dating.
What is your perspective on, dating nowadays?
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm been cold turkey from sex for 2 years now. And
I cannot relate. You've been celibate.
I've been celibate. Wait, is it abstinent?
I actually couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna say abstinent because I don't want the
The celibate girlies.
Yeah, the warriors.
The celibate warriors. Get off.
For saying the wrong term. But I've been app free for a good 4 months now.
Okay, period.
So I used to religiously...
That I can get behind.
Yes. I put Justin on Raya. Listen, Raya is just not
They don't.
No.
But we move. There were many beautiful faces. Were they beautiful faces that would be interested in me? No. Were they beautiful faces that I would be interested in? Also, no. But, I think everybody needs a moment of time to date, people that they feel are in kind of, their bracket and things like that.
Exactly.
And I don't know if we've talked about this ever, but, I feel like with the kind of lives that we live, finding people kind of on our wavelength is an extremely hard thing to do.
Absolutely.
And I've been born and raised in New York City, so I don't know what dating is like on the West Coast at all. And so I also just started creating content. So literally I'm just in this space and I'm just I don't know who is attractive, and also nobody's really giving.
No. And honestly, okay.
Not to shit on the community, but I will.
Los Angeles, it's cute for hookups and dealing with people who are not only emotionally unavailable, but fake want to be poly, when in reality...
The poly warriors.
Yeah, the poly warriors, but in reality, that's not the case. They just want more hoes, and they just want to fuck around and be single.
Mm-hmm.
But they liked the idea of having their options around them and keep them forever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's not poly to me. And I was raised monogamous. My attention span cannot deal with more than one person.
Yeah. I mean, where do you feel like this entire idea of the polyamory stuff came to be?
Just literally niggas who just don't want to do the work, their inner work.
Yeah. And
just don't know what they want, really.
Because that's the thing. There are so many poly warriors in New York City. Bushwick, Williamsburg, they got it down.
No, yeah.
They have it down.
Those polys, that's their hoods.
That's their hoods. They stay up there with a blue armpit and
Bushwick down, and
they stay up there with a blue armpit and 5 partners.
Yeah.
Because I can't I was talking about this at a party the other day actually. I feel like I would join a polycule just to, like, have the experience.
Oh, you're open-minded than me.
It would be one of those things where, like, I know it's not going to be a lasting thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I can only be in it for, like, a couple months, maybe.
Exactly, tops.
Yes, tops. But, like, beyond that, I also can't be, like, the other bitch. Like, I can't.
No.
I can't even say it, like, wow. I hate the idea of being with somebody and I'm one of their options.
Exactly.
Like, I want to be the person for the person that I'm seeing. And if I'm not, I don't want you around. And also, like, if I'm with you on a date or something, why the fuck are you bringing up other bitches and your feelings for them and their feelings for you?
Exactly. And that's another thing, too, like, let's talk about it, is the communication.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like, if you ever catch me in a poly situation thing, not even a situation, because we're past that, a poly relationship, I have this belief where I would like my own men, too, that I can fall in love with. Yeah. It can't just be me just having love for you while you know, start adding others. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, because I don't feel like it's the same type of quality you would get in a monogamous relationship.
No, and I just feel like it's just this weird, uncanny valley of just mostly heterosexual men just trying to assert their little dominance here and there. Mm-hmm. I don't really touch on about, like, I don't have much of experience with, you know, the Alphabet City Gang poly thing. Like, I would see it in apps. Don't get me wrong, I would see it in apps, but I never really know anybody who genuinely is in a poly relationship and also, like...
Because I've known people with, like, open relationships.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I've seen people, like, keep it open or close it or, like, you know, a billion things along the way. But, like, truth be told, I don't, like... I don't ever... Like, I've never seen, like, an actual, like, poly relationship in real life that's, like... working
exactly and inspiring, like, until
where, like, everybody
that,
feels good.
Exactly. And until I see that, okay, you can convince me, but right now none of y'all hoes are convincing me.
I'm not convinced.
Every
time I open Hinge and it's just, like, non-monogamous, I'm just like, what? Okay.
All right.
So what do you feel like the difference is in dating on the East Coast versus the West Coast? Because, like, where did you grow up, first and foremost?
Okay, so I was born in Queens, raised in New Jersey for all my life. Mm-hmm. But it was still a back and forth situation in New York because I have family in New York, Brooklyn, Bronx. So it didn't really make a difference a little bit. I always still had that duality. Mm-hmm. But literally the only relationship lens that I studied, of course, by default is with my mom. And she never got married. Mm-hmm. At one point, I'm like, when I was young, I'm like, I don't want to get married. And literally all of her relationships, it's like what I've experienced is, okay, we're in this monogamous relationship. Things are going well, you know, the honeymoon phase, whatever. Mm. But now I'm really starting to get to know you. Your insecurities is wreaking my space. Your entitlement to my body, although you're out here cheating on me actively, disregarding my feelings, constantly disrespecting me.
Child, let me put the glasses back on. This is serious business. Whoa, like...
Yeah, dark shadows.
Dark shadows. Whoa.
It's deep. Yeah. So, just witnessing that... Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how much it definitely translated and affected me in the start of college, because I was in high school with a bunch of, like, all girls, Catholic school vibes, whatever. So my only concerns were go home, go on Tumblr.
Perfect.
Go to sleep and wake up like 1 o'clock in the morning, like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, so I could do my assignments. And then go see my best friend who was like a bus ride away. Yeah. And that was it. So I was a virgin. You kept it pretty
simple, yeah.
Exactly. And even though we had like school dances and shit, and you know, I didn't mind it. Like, you know, you grinding up somebody on a tool. It was lit.
Listen, come on, bump and grind.
But, you know, from there, I felt like I had my boundaries. Mm-hmm. And everything was intact until I went to upstate New York and Buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's when everything just came crashing down. And ironically, what is it, the astrocartography?
Mm-hmm.
I went on Claude AI. Yes, I went on Claude AI.
Shout out Claude AI.
Yes, because they outlined that shit down packed. So I told them, like, hey, I had the worst time in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true? Because one of the lines I forgot, but literally...
If you don't know, astrocartography is essentially like using astrology to figure out where the best places in the world would be for you based on like different parts of your chart. So like your love life is better elsewhere, your work life is better somewhere else, things like that.
Things like that.
So you feel like you had a bad experience in Buffalo and that tied in with the astrocartography.
Yeah, they literally said like, yeah, that was the worst transformative experience of your whole life, and that makes sense why.
Yeah.
What I narrowed down to them, like a synopsis of what happened, that makes sense why you were experiencing this.
Well, Mama, what did you experience? Let's get into the meat of the episode. What happened?
I came in with an innocent mind, thinking how, TV film depictions on college and especially college love life of, oh, I'm gonna meet my boyfriend and I'm gonna be in a relationship as soon as I went to college.
Because mind you, they were all lying.
They were lies.
They were all lying.
They were all lying. It's not.
It was
peachy
all
keen.
a lie, y'all.
It was all a lie. Seriously, it literally immediately introduced me of hookup culture.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to handle it as a virgin during that time, even though it was...
Well...
experimenting.
Right.
But... and it just felt like a wave of depression, because I'm not... My family's not here.
Yeah.
My best friend's not here. I'm meeting all of these sorts of people. And I'm still trying to figure out, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
How am I going to get over this?
Did you ever feel like you, didn't belong?
Most of the time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time. And I felt like I had to force myself to adapt by nature of what's going on in order for me to feel belong.
Mm-hmm.
And so by doing that, I would party a lot.
365.
Exactly. Partying was my escapism. And, don't get me wrong, I did meet some lovely ladies that, helped me in a way. Mm-hmm. We no longer keep in touch. I only, follow one.
Yeah.
And there were other ladies that, I thought, but there wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Same thing with, the men. I would think somebody was cute and, they would be interested in me, but in reality, they just want to fuck something. And I did not understand. I was like, damn, bitch.
No, that's the thing. Early college, I didn't even understand, how much people had sex.
Exactly.
I was, talking to my friends in, early college, and I was just everybody's fucking right now.
Yes.
And I'm I don't, okay, I guess...
But slow down.
Slow down.
Slow the fuck down, because what are we doing
Savannah,
here?
slow down.
No.
Mm-hmm. So what did that relationship upstate look like? Were you in a relationship, or was it just, hooking up with people?
Yeah, so there's this wild, uncanny lore where I found my first boyfriend, and I actually recently saw him on live stream on TikTok randomly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well... Oh. What now?
So, it was a little Americanized Trini theater kid.
Oh, perfect combination.
Had, this skater vibe to him, and I was plotting on him after...
Awful combination.
A very, very awful combination.
Add a skater in there, fuck it.
Yeah, throw that shit in. You
fuck all that.
But, I was plotting on him after I finished my situationship with this first chub I had.
Mm-hmm.
He was cute.
Chub.
Yeah. And this was around September because it was his birthday.
Virgos.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's why...
we all have to learn our lesson.
Virgos, y'all are my ops. I don't know about Beyonce because I'm still trying to figure that out.
Amen.
But I don't like Virgos.
I have to stay silent.
But there's a reason why, because I was silent during that time.
And we should talk about that.
Exactly.
No, and right. Okay, so moving on from that, what was the West Coast dating life giving you?
Oh, God. A bunch of heterosexual men who look like they're bi, but they're not really bi. And they literally will slickly tell you, like, not even subtly, but they will really want to fuck something. Mm-hmm. But, again, I feel like the whole fake poly shit is so big in the LA scene, and especially the new black LA scene. Let's put that out there. Mm-hmm. It was disgusting. It was a fever dream. Like, it was an illusion that I thought, like, oh my gosh, you guys are hot. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the men that are transplants over there, they're cute. I have yet to meet somebody who's born bred LA, unless Tyler.
Mr. Creator, I just...
Yeah.
Listen, if I can't get him, I hope he gets you. And if he don't get you, I hope he gets me. Messy stuff.
Are we in a battle?
Well, no, it's called being sister wives.
And that just introduced me to...
Redacted. Is that a real name or a code name?
Oh, shit, I was not supposed to say that.
We can cut that out.
Okay, we can...
Redacted.
Okay, so I've met Redacted off of Instagram because, okay, it was my second time in LA, and I went to this thing called, what is it? The Black Market Flea? Mm-hmm. Basically, it's this little flea market in South Central LA. Everybody and their mama, people who look like us, people who are us, come together. It's a whole vibe. Everybody's dancing, and a lot of people buying clothes, and supporting black owned business all together. So it was cute. Mm-hmm. When I was researching about the event, I saw him, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're bi. You look bi. You look cute. And, you got a little hippy dippy shit going on.
And the bisexual men, they need that.
They need that.
Need that.
Disrespectfully,
nasty. Biblically, religiously, in every sense of the word. I need that.
I need that. So I was like, I need that. Mm-hmm. I came in, red flag. I went to his DMs and shoot my shot. Mm.
I see my sisters fall every day.
Yeah.
To men who look bisexual. And like there are many things plaguing my generation, and I think this is one of them.
This is one of them.
This is one of the things that is plaguing my generation. Okay, moving forward.
Yeah.
He.
Yeah.
That happened.
And he's like with it. So the third time that I went, what was this? July of 2022. Mm-hmm. So I had my thing going on. I was dealing with him, and there was this girl who's from Texas that literally went to LA to model here and there. She shoot her shot at me.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lore.
Oh.
But we're going to focus on him. So I met him. I went to Glendale because he was staying at one of his older colleagues' place because they want him to babysit the cats and shit like that. And they got money. They were in the film industry. Cats. So they was paying him. So I'm like, all right, I'll pay it. Let me go to Glendale to see him. And we was chilling. We went to Pasadena at this museum and shit, and it was cool. And then when we came back, it was a moment where we was cuddling on the couch. And the sickest part is, I could feel him wanting to kiss me, and my body did not want to. Mm. So when I kissed him back, it was like a nigga here damn, and here we fucking go.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time that it has, I've done that before where I don't want to have sex with somebody, or I don't want to kiss somebody, and I'm just doing it anyway because I'm just like, you know what, whatever, leave me alone.
I mean, honestly, I had the same experience as well. These things honestly do just happen when, I don't know why they happen specifically. What do you feel like is the reason behind why you just do it anyways? Do you just feel like it's easier to
avoid any possible conflict?
Yeah.
Is it coercion? No.
Not necessarily, because, there's no actual,
yeah,
push to do it. It's more so just, for you to feel comfortable, with the situation that you're in, you're like, it's an easier thing to, like,
yeah.
dive into physical intimacy than to refuse it.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So it was given that, we hooked up, and then it became a thing where we would just become hooking up buddies.
Mm.
And he was just like, hey, every time you come in LA, let me know so you can have a place to stay. And I'm like, but I could just only pay, what, a range of $300 to... $300 to $500 of a plane ticket, because I always stay there for a week.
Yeah.
And since I'm staying at his crib for free, perfect. And that was a thing. And then as we're hunching, I still don't know this cat personally. It's like we would be in the same roof, and we was like, our conversations would be short and surface level, and I don't really know him. The only time I would get to know him is if his close friend was around. And then all of a sudden, all this new information would pop up. Male guy. His male guy friend. And... well,
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking at this point in time, but we move.
We move. And I even questioned him. I'm like, why every time, like, we're with your friend, all of a sudden I'm getting to know you finally? Mm-hmm. And then he just...
I guess he just wasn't being his authentic self with you just there?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. And it was always an excuse, like, oh, I'm just quiet, and, this is just, every
He's
time
just
I come
so
home.
nonchalant.
So very nonchalant about it. And I'm like, okay. And even if there's moments where I would force in hopes of something to be organic, it was still nothing. Mm. Nothing was there. And... it was frustrating. Yeah. So the last time that I spent there was the start of me not having sex. Mm. So the last time I've been there, this was January of 2023. That's when I start to crack.
That's before I even knew you, sister.
Exactly. And, we was hunching still, but I was getting really frustrated about this shit. Because I told him, like, if this is going to become a routine, I'm going to be bored. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to want to leave this altogether alone. And it's like, niggas don't want to listen. Niggas don't want to listen.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, okay.
Like, I'm warning you, and you're not listening. But okay.
This is a public service announcement. Niggas in LA are weird and they're gay.
They're weird and they're gay. And I love the gay shit.
I love gay men. I am one, y'all.
It's like when you're in denial.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm not going to go through this with you.
Right.
I remember when I was just talking to him, trying to break down, like, his psyche. Like, what's going on with you? Like, this is frustrating. Why are you not asking me out? I don't give a fuck how much is raining outside. Mm-hmm. I'm still being asked out by motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I got asked out by somebody who is a photographer for Big Sean to go out bowling. And I have to cancel that. There is no excuse, but he finds his ways to give an excuse. Oh, I didn't expect you. Like, I don't expect you every time you come here to make your schedule all about me. It's raining outside. I got so much stuff to do and editing. And it's like, you don't communicate with me. And then it got one point where...
and also, he can't leave the house with you because water. Okay.
And there's more to that, because I told you, I ran his chart.
Right.
And I think, and here, it's a theory of mine, but we're going to get to there. But after I talked to him and he said that bullshit with me, and he, mind you, he was sitting next to me, I literally hovered I was under the blankets crying.
Crash out.
And that was the last time he saw me. And then from there, when I was, starting my whole abstinent journey and not dating for a while, I was starting to realize, like, yeah, this is a waste of time. And I'm continuing the cycle that I don't want to be in. Yeah. And I feel like nigga senses are real because, when you start to distance yourself, that's when they'll start to trickle in with the messages and shit.
Yeah.
And then it come to the one point where I really had to, like, let him know, like, dude, you're weird.
Yeah.
And it was still an excuse. And I'm like, dude, you're weird, but it is okay for you to just cut clean and tell me, like, look, this is not the type of connection I want to go for. I would have been totally fine.
Yeah. But
you're not even being real with yourself, and you try to make it seem like you're not the bad guy. Or you're so simple, and, you know, you respect about safe spaces. You want to create a safe space between us and all that stuff. Like, you care about me when you don't. And I gave him a test when I was, like, not fucking with him. So I planned on going to LA during November 2023 to go see Tyler.
Right. No, to go see your man, yes.
Can't vlog, nah. And I'm like, okay, I already got my whole house, like, staying in set up. Like, I was going to stay at the Citizen M, which I did. And then I was going to stay at my friend's house.
Yeah.
Oh, let me know when you come back to LA, because you can always have a place to stay at my crib. I test that shit. And I'm like, hey, are you going to be available during these dates? Normally, he would respond quickly. But it's such a coincidence how he doesn't respond at all to my question.
Wow.
And I hit him with the, oh, never mind. And then he tried to make it seem like I have poor communication skills and I don't know what's going on. Like, nigga, are you dumb? And since then, I was just like, yeah, I got my answer. You're blocked. He's been blocked since November 2023. And all I can say is this. From what I gather from Claude AI, based on his birth chart, he's a jealous ass bitch.
No,
and
right.
Here's why. Here's why. When I went to the black market flea with him and his friend, we're going to call him Jay, Redacted throws on the most ridiculous outfits. And just built bohemian with a flair of, like, feminine, you know, touches. So, you know, get your photo op, and that's mostly these LA niggas are about. It's just
a photo op, baby.
A photo op.
A photo op.
A photo op and illusion. So he would step in, and I'm having this, like, old ass Urban Outfitters denim jumpsuit with a Converse and a Dream coming in. And people were like, oh my God, hey, like, I'm seeing people that I know, and I'm seeing people that, you know, like in my jumpsuit. And he would just, you know, throw in a comment like, oh, you're famous now. Oh, I see you.
The worst is when a man is fucking jealous of you.
And then the chart says, like, he would be jealous of, like, how he would attract. Like, yes.
I can't stand a man who gets jealous of me. My most recent ex, he was kind of jealous over me being from New York. He, like, you remember this.
Yeah.
But essentially, I was dating this dude here in New York. He was from, like, South Dakota. And he got, like, upset with me because I called the Met a tourist attraction. And he was like, it's not a tourist attraction, it's a museum. And I'm like, well...
It's a tourist...
So...
Okay.
The fork was found in the kitchen, y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, well, it is. We moved, though. And literally we, like, argued. Honestly, we argued about it, and then he apologized because he was like, yeah, that was, like, stupid. And I'm like, yeah.
Like, no, you don't think? Like, what are you talking about?
How are you from the Midwest?
And trying to telling me it's not a tourist trap.
I thought...
Attraction, excuse me.
Oh, my bad. But anyways, we move. So where do you want your love life to be going? Like, where do you see yourself at the end of, like, your break of abstinence or, you know, getting back out there and, like, wanting to, like, date people?
I'm still unsure about it because I feel like right now I'm so deep into myself finally that I don't want a relationship, so I'm still continuing the whole emotional unavailability. Like, is it emotional unavailability?
I think you're just choosy with your emotions, and I think that's completely fair.
Exactly. I'm just more precise and picky about who I want in my life because I'm just so sick of just surface level connections. Before I took a break on dating apps, I would just go on dates, literally putting on an act, and meanwhile I'm not really interested in the guy because they haven't said anything exciting, anything real. They just want a bitch who looks great, looks like a model, and wants them as their arm candy. We move. I mean, listen, I think one of the greatest gifts that we have as people is discernment. Yes.
So honestly, being choosy and picky with the people that you want to be in a relationship with is kind of the best way to do it.
Exactly.
Like a bunch of people like make friends and end up dating people that they don't even fucking like.
Right.
And it's just like, you are doing this like because you just don't want to be uncomfortable not being with these people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well. Because the worst thing is being trapped somewhere with somebody and you're sitting here and you're just like, I invested so much time, energy, all this stuff. Whole time, you never even, like, you didn't even like it.
Exactly. And I refuse to waste my years.
Years. You can do that for years. And God forbid you get pregnant.
That can't be me.
That happens to a lot of people, and it's really scary out here. Guys, we have to watch out. These men will...
They will find ways to trap your ass.
They will trap you, y'all.
Like, these men are leeches, like, for sure. We're dealing with leeches.
I feel as though we are dealing with some leeches.
And it's disgusting, and that is why I stress this on myself. I stress this on my mom. Because most importantly, and I don't care, please have a loads amount of income. Please have a hobby.
Have something for yourself.
Exactly.
Your relationship cannot be the only thing that you are.
Have self-awareness.
Like, literally, some of the worst people I know are the people who are just, like, their relationship.
Yes. Oh, my God. I hate a coded-ass bitch like that.
Well, anyways. Thank you so much to the Moxy Hotel for this beautiful room that Kyanna's staying in to record this episode with me. Where can we find you on socials if we ever want to, like, go see where you are?
Okay, so you can, like, quietly stalk me at Kyanna, which is the pronunciation of my first name. So.
I'll put it on the little screen.
And TikTok, even though I'm very poor at it, it's still the same, Kyanna, but with an extra H.
Listen, I think I'm better at TikTok, you're better at Instagram.
Exactly. Is that millennial of me?
Well, you know. We all have our strengths, my sister.
Yes.
You know, I have less than 1,000 followers on Instagram, and we move, sister. We move. I mean, like, bitch, people are dying. I don't give a fuck.
People are dying.
So, this was episode 4 of The Lovers Podcast. My name is Justin. This was Kyanna. Dating on the other coast. You heard it here first. Men are leashes.
Just
okay, bye.
Hook up.